In a time when kingdoms were ruled by fear and blood, there lived a warlord, Odunlade, the weapon of kings, a ruthless general, a man of both physical might and powerful charms. His name sends tremors through nations. He is the blade behind illegitimate kings, and even foreign powers send him gifts of war. Without him, no king could truly sit on a throne, and he trains the finest warriors for a fee. But deep in the jungle is a forest whisperer, a boy whose father was slain during a mysterious raid. His only escape, a tree where his father hid him moments before his death. Now grown, he returns with vengeance in his heart and the inherited power to speak to trees. He joins the Ruthless General's War Academy, one of many sons sent by fearful kings to learn the art of battle. At the Ruthless General's War Fortress, the training is brutal. Weak recruits drop like flies. Weapons and charms are stripped. Disobedience equals death. They are welcomed with ceremonial rituals and begin their transformation, training night and day, learning to kill without mercy. Months pass until their first test. Few weeks later, an illegitimate king seeks the general's help in a minor war. 3 senior warriors laugh it off, sending only the new recruits, including the Forest Whisperer. But it wasn't a small war. The enemies were fierce. The recruits falter, and many died. Back at the palace, the general watches from his spiritual plane. Enraged, he summons the masked demon assassin. The demon arrives like a shadow, swift, silent, deadly. The enemy falls. Victory returns. But at a cost. The general punishes the arrogant senior warriors, throws them in a dungeon with no food, no water. However, the general's daughter Khitan and palace guardian meets the forest whisperer when he speaks out against the food injustice. She punishes him, yet admires his boldness. A rare light in a cruel world. Later that day, she sends him fruits and healing herbs. Their bond begins. She reveals the food shortage was a misunderstanding, and soon, their friendship blossoms into something deeper. One student sneaks food into the dungeon for the starving senior warriors, and the general discovers this act of kindness and punishes the boy with death, burning him alive. His charred body is returned to his kingdom, where his grieving fiancée vows revenge. She consults a priest and summons the vengeful spirit of retribution. These spirits attack the ruthless general's wife, but the forest whisperer intervenes. Using his power to speak to wood, he communicates with the spirit's weapon and forces it to cease fire. She survives, but dark secrets unfold. The Ori festival arrives, where warriors compete to earn promotion. A spinning ring, a spear throw. None have broken Odunlade's record, until the forest whisperer. With perfect aim, he breaks the record and steals the crowd's admiration. Odunlade, jealous and threatened, announces the forest whisperer must pass 3 final trials before any promotion. Trial 1, fight to the death with the general's right hand and former priest. The priest is unbeatable. His nickname? Death itself. But even in battle, he holds back, knowing he's being used to destroy the forest whisperer. In a final act of mercy, he gives the forest whisperer a chance, and is defeated. Trial 2. Lie in a coffin buried for 7 days. No food, no water. A slow, cruel death. The forest whisperer prepares for the worst. Khitan, desperate, brings him food on the 4th day, but he refuses. When the general saw that the forest whisperer survived, he orders that the coffin be cast into the river. But the whisperer spirit speaks to the wood once more, and the coffin exploded. He rises reborn. Trial 3. Wage war against a kingdom, the land that sent the 3 spirits. Only 3 warriors accompany him. The mission, slaughter, on a festival day. The forest whisperer and his men killed everyone. When it's done, the forest whisperer is the only survivor. But what he sees haunts him, and he has become what he hated, a monster. On his return, he's met by the masked demon assassin. They fight. The Whisperer uses nature, strikes the demon with a branch, and wins. Khitan, mortally wounded, reveals everything. The general killed her family. She was marked by a dark spirit and used as a puppet. She dies in his arms. He carries her back and speaks truth to the people. The people turn. The general appears and reveals he was the one who killed the Whisperer father. A final battle begins. The warriors split. Some fight for truth, others for fear. The Whisperer fights with all he has. But Ogundeji is still stronger, until the general's wife, heartbroken, turns on his master and stabs him with a divine blade, and the Whisperer finishes it. Ogundeji, the weapon of kings, is no more. The Forest Whisperer stands tall, not just as a warrior but as a symbol, a message to the oppressed, to the youth, to the forgotten ones, that even those born without crowns can rise. Even the voiceless can roar. This is the game of warriors. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, because this story is far from over.